Hey guys, what is going on, and welcome back to another episode of our Road to Glory career mode with St. Pauli. This is episode number 67, and we start today's episode off with a big bid for the captain Moses Odja, who recently signed a contract extension from Everton, as Ronald Koeman put in a £36 million bid for the 84 rated 23-year-old, but we rejected it straight away. We are not letting Odja go anywhere as we approach deadline day, because he is a player who, simply put, is the heartbeat of this team. We signed him way back in season 1 in the summer transfer window, one of our first ever signings, and I'm not letting Odja go anyway. I wasn't going to accept the transfer request. He's going nowhere. He stays with St. Pauli, as Verstrata is also going out on loan to Dynamo's Dresden for 2 years as well, where hopefully he'll get some first team experience and also learn some bloody skill moves. Still, for the first game of today's episode, we take on Freiburg here away from home, and as you can see, we are top of the table at the halfway point by 15 points, and the league's highest scorers already this season by quite some distance. Freiburg seems to be a place where all our rejects are going. There are 3 former St. Pauli players in the first 11 for this game here: Christopher Butchman, Zhang Yuning, and also Philip Zirez as well. Way back in season 1, we sold him to Freiburg. And of course, don't forget, Lasse Sobiak's left to Freiburg as well, as Miyaichi as well. So Freiburg have a few of our old players, but hopefully our new boys will prove to be far better, as right now we continue to extend our gap at the top of the table and look the far superior team.
There's no doubt that the visitors come here not just hoping for victory, but expecting it when you look at their away record, which is the outstanding one in this league.
Well, they must love getting on the coach and visiting away grounds. 8 wins in the last 9 away games. Marvellous.
And as we came into this game still on that very long unbeaten run, haven't lost a game since the Bayern Munich defeat away at the Allianz Arena way back in September. This was our first game of January, sorry, our second game of January even, and I was certainly feeling very confident of picking up another 3 points in it. The first chance fell to us, but the goalkeeper made a very smart save, and in the 18th minute, Moses Odja robbed what was a former teammate and midfield partner Christopher Butchman. We launched a counter-attack. Davy Selke rolled it through to Charities, and the Italian put it into the bottom corner and made it 1-0 to the Buccaneers just before the 20th minute mark. Charities is having another great season for St. Pauli, and it's crazy to think that when we first signed him to the club, I was playing him on the right wing in a 3-4-3 when David Villa was our lone striker. Season 2 memories back then, and he wasn't really that effective. But you guys kept saying in the comment section, play him cam. You can play out wide, but play him cam. He's going to be far better through the middle. I listened to you guys, and oh my goodness, I'm so pleased I did, because he's a different player now. He's so good. Another goal for him, and it's 1-0 to St. Pauli already. Freiburg tried to respond in the 26th minute. We showed exactly why we didn't sell Bernd Leno to Spurs despite the monster bid in the last episode. A really important save by our number 1, and then the 31st minute, a great chance for Christopher Butchman to get revenge on us after selling him in season 2, but that shot hit the side netting and eventually went behind for a goal kick. So still 1-0 to the Buccaneers at the break, but Freiburg have played good in the first half, arguably just as good as us. You saw the stats there. Their problem was they just weren't clinical, and in the second half, as we were approaching the 70th minute mark, it was still 1-0. London had a great chance there, but shot it off target, and after Butchman was robbed here by El Toro, we had a great chance with 5 minutes to go to make it 2-0, and as Onyekuru played it off of Paulson's legs out wide towards Leon Bailey, he cut inside with a Berber spin and just waited to find the right man, and all we did here was just casually bided our time, waiting for the right runs. We had so many white shirts in the Freiburg area, a half I should say. It was inevitable at some point we were going to find the open man and go through 1-on-1. That's exactly what happened. 3 minutes and 10 seconds to go, and the game was done as Lundin made it 2-0. And then this celebration happened, which I don't really know what was going on there, and I don't really want to talk about it either. But it was 2-0 the final score anyway. We've got the second goal here late on in the game. Eric Lundin, Zlatan's regen, scoring his first Bundesliga goal for St. Pauli and his second goal for the club. You may have noticed that I am training him right now in the player training features. He's working on his finishing, and clearly we're seeing the results. 2 goals now for Lundin, and a really great strike that wrapped up the 3 points. So final score 2-0 to St. Pauli. Found it really interesting as well. Both our goals came from counter-attacks after our former midfielder Christopher Butchman was robbed. I thought that was really interesting by Moses and El Toro as well, two legends of the save. Still, 2-0 the final score. We deserved the win. We were the better team. We really upped it in the second half as well and played much, much better, despite the fact we still scored the same amount of goals we did in the first half, and that was 1. But anyway, most important thing, 3 points wrapped up, and now 18 wins from 19 league games. It's just getting ridiculous now, isn't it? It's getting really, really ridiculous. I haven't had a season like this in about 2 FIFAs. You know, the last time I had a season this dominant would have been back in FIFA 15. It's been a very long time since I've played like this. This has been a season for struggle, really. This year's been a FIFA struggle for me, but certainly not this season. Finally, we're starting to play well. Still, after the game, it was time for transfer deadline day, and I decided to make one signing on deadline day as well, and it was this guy right here, Gaston Lopez, a 21-year-old, 69 rated Argentine goalkeeper who is 6'3", as we had a bid for Charities here, which we rejected from Valencia. You saw him scoring that last game. He's going nowhere. Hands off, boys, from Spain. He's not going to the Mestalla. He is staying here. And also Tobias Newman's going out on a short-term loan to FC Luzern. And as you will see, Gaston Lopez turned down the first contract we offered. He said he wanted to understand his role at the club, and I was like, well, let's be honest here. You're going to be behind Bernd Leno, who's only letting 5 Bundesliga goals all season long, and an 88 rated goalkeeper at that. You're going to be behind Sebastian Hahn, who's got potential to be special. So the best I can give you is sporadic first team player, and even that is a bit of a stretch. But yeah, Lopez signs anyway the second time of asking, and comes on an £8 a week on a 5-year deal. You might ask why I did this, and the reason being is quite simple. I like to have 3 goalkeepers in my team minimum. I can get by with 2. I can get by with 2. Really, you can get by with 1 in FIFA. Goalkeepers rarely get injured or suspended, but I always like to have 3. It's not really a realistic thing, although I guess it could be interpreted as that. It's mainly just because I have a really, I guess I worry a lot. I worry a lot in career mode, and the teams I build, I like them to have enough depth in every area, and that includes the goalkeeper role as well. So Lopez is in. Sadly, he seems to show no potential, but as you can see, he does have 81 for his kicking stat. He's got 2-star skills and a 3-star weak foot as well. He looks like he could be a really great sweeper keeper for us, so I'm glad to sign him. And with that high kicking stat, he does remind me of an old Argentine goalkeeper I used to have in career mode. And for anyone that can remember what goalkeeper that was, let me know the name in the comments, and it'll be interesting to see how many of you guys have been subscribed for so long. But anyway, but this guy's not as good looking. But anyway, following that, transfer deadline day did end, and we take a look at the academy update as well. We didn't really do much in the January transfer window. We sold a couple of squad players. We got rid of a couple of players who weren't really going to be that great for the team in the future, such as Jeremy Dudziak. And obviously, you know, selling Byler was an interesting one, because in the end we signed a new third choice goalkeeper on higher wages with a lower overall. But I guess the key with selling Byler was getting the transfer fee and raising the cash to be able to sign Henry Onyekuru, which was the main thing we did in the January transfer window. Bringing in Onyekuru, he's had a decent enough start to his St. Pauli career, and I really do feel like he's going to be a really great acquisition for us. Down that right-hand side, high work rates, very important, and I'm sure he's going to notch up his first goal for the club very soon. And £20.5 million, it's a lot of money, but I think he's going to be worth every single penny. Also, look at the training as well. Once again, a reminder, Lundin is indeed getting training out to a 72 for his finishing stat as well. That's climbing really high right now, and that's fantastic too, because obviously he started off with really poor finishing. I'm sure you guys have noticed this as well. A lot of youth players you sign, or new gen / regen players you sign, they have like really bad stats for the position they're playing in. Like a centre-back might have like really low marking and tackling, yet great finishing, and yet the opposite for a striker. They start off with like a really low finishing stat, but a great stat for something like, I don't even know, you know, marking perhaps. But Lund's finishing is getting training now, and I certainly have a lot of plans for him to be probably one of our most important players in the future, as he does have the potential to be special. The squad's looking good though. Squad is looking good. I'm satisfied with what we've done over the course of the 2 transfer windows this season. Not actually that much to the team really when you think about it. We sold a couple of Deadwood players, we got rid of a couple more, and to be honest, all we've really done is made the team look a little bit younger and have more potential for the future. So it's looking good right now, and I'm liking how the team is currently set up. We're now 18 games into the season. We've won 17 of those, on the top of the table by 17 points. We've scored 40 goals this season already, and only letting 5. It has been a season of dominance so far, and even though there's still under just half of the season to go, and there's still a long way to go, we can't rule out Bayern Bayern. We can't rule out Dortmund. They're two fantastic sides, and we know that for sure. We're taking every game as it comes still. I still do feel as though we have our pinky finger on the title right now. We are so far ahead, and it's going to take a monumental collapse from us, first and foremost, to let Bayern and Dortmund back into this title race, even though, once again, I'm taking nothing for granted and still aiming to win every single game we go into and make sure we don't slip up in any of the remainder ones. But still, coming to the second and final game of today's episode here in the first game outside the transfer window, we take on our mini rivals, if you will, 1860 Munich, who are back in the Bundesliga, but still struggling once again. And as they come to the Milan tour, they desperately need a win to try and climb out the relegation zone and get their season started.
Well, this is where you want to come to see goals. The performance of the players for the home side this season, when they've been playing here at home, they're unstoppable.
Yeah, these home fans have been treated to some fantastic football and great goals.
And of course, it is worth mentioning that back in Season 2, 1860 Munich beat us here at the Millantor Stadion, and it almost cost us a place in the Europa League heading into Season 3 after a really embarrassing defeat in what was our final home game of the season. So we were sort of looking for revenge, if you will, despite it being 2 years later and us now top of the table. And we started off with that intent as well, because just 4 minutes in, we had our first chance and our first goal as well. Paulson down the left-hand side took it round one with a step over and then crossed the ball in, and Selke seemed to push an 1860 Munich player out of the way, so they couldn't head the ball clear. It dropped to El Toro, unmarked with the back stick, who simply couldn't miss after he took one touch and fired the ball past Ortega and into the back of the net. But watch Selke, it just backs a player out of the way, and El Toro controls it and smashes the ball in with a nice little two-touch finish. So El Toro makes it 1-0. It's 9 goals for the season for the Bull. Due to the injury he suffered a few months ago, it's looking unlikely that he'll retain the golden boot this season with Paulson playing so well, but it's El Toro, so never count him out and never write him off. But in the 33rd minute, we double our lead though, and it came through Leon Bailey as well, scoring our second goal and making it 2-0. Both goals coming from that left-hand side. Bailey cutting in and going for goal and finding the back of the net as the shot clips in off the far post and nestles into the back of Ortega's goal. Really, really great finish there from Bailey, using his pace, his best attribute, to set himself free, get away from his marker, and then a crisp finish with that left foot in off the far post as he gets his second goal in the Bundesliga for St. Pauli. And he was signed in the summer by you guys as well, and I must say, once again, you've made a brilliant signing. All of the signings apart from Kluivert have been fantastic in the St. Pauli team across these 3.5 years. But still, it's 2-0 to St. Pauli. 1860 Munich weren't playing that badly. They had chances, but just like Freiburg, they were squandering the ones they had, whereas for us, we were looking a lot more clinical and a lot more threatening when going forward. We could have made it 3-0, 17 minutes to go. Daniel Rott denied by Ortega as he turned his shot behind for a corner, but it was how the game would finish. 2-0 the final score. Another win for St. Pauli. It's now 18 wins from 19 Bundesliga games. As things stand right now, I don't want to jinx it because it's all I seem to do, but we could be set for one of my most dominant seasons in a career mode series ever. I don't think I've ever started a season off like this. It's been remarkable. It's been unbelievable, and it's been long overdue as well. I've struggled in FIFA 17 so much. I found it so hard to be dominant, but finally this season, in the 4th one of the RTG, we are playing our best football and looking quite simply unstoppable. But that will end today's episode of the RTG, guys, so a big thank you for watching and I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed the episode, then please do leave a like. Have a fantastic day, much love to you all, and I'll see you for the next episode of our Road to Glory with St. Pauli very soon.